Hey guys, it's Tina and I am back, and I am here with another get ready with me makeup tutorial. And I honestly just wanted to play in makeup today, and I miss doing all matte eye looks. I love doing all matte eye looks because I think they look so sophisticated and edgy and airbrushed at the same time. You know, when you don't have that shimmer and sheen on your eyes, it can look very airbrushed and beautiful. So I grabbed my Tartist Pro palette and I used the majority of the shades on my eyes from this palette, but I also mixed in a couple of ColourPop pressed eyeshadows just so I could show you how they perform and how they apply. Those are actually two of my favorite shades that I used on the lid for that lighter color. And then I used one of the Colored Rain new eyeshadows on the lower lash line. And if you know me and if you watched any of my makeup tutorials, you probably know that I love a bold color on the lower lash line. I just think it brings so much life to your eyes, especially if you have dark brown eyes. It really makes the brown in your eyes pop and really glow. So this shade is Majestic from Colored Rain, and it actually comes off as more of a deep teal. And so I paired it with a deep teal lip. But I'm gonna stop chatting right now and just go ahead and jump into the makeup tutorial. I'll talk to you soon. Alright guys, so as usual I am starting off with a clean, freshly washed face, and the first thing I'm going to grab is my La Prairie Skin Caviar Essence in Lotion, and this is going to act as my moisturizer, giving me a little bit of hydration without being too oily or too greasy. So I'm just going to apply that all over my skin and rub it in and allow it to absorb completely. And then I'll move on to my brows. I have an updated brow tutorial in the description box, so I did them off camera. If you want to see that tutorial, it is linked below, and it's just how I fill in my brows now using my favorite products. Now I'm going to grab my eyeshadow primer. This is the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion, and I'll just apply this all over my eyelids to help prevent my eyeshadows from creasing and give them a nice base to adhere to. Then I will grab my Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer in shade number 12 and apply this directly under my brows to act as a highlight and also on my lids to act as an eyeshadow base. I will blend this out using my Anastasia Beverly Hills number 18 concealer brush to create a nice sharp shape under my brows and pull that product downwards onto my lid space. And then I'll grab my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush to blend this concealer out further on my lid and just create a nice even canvas for our eyeshadows. This will help remove some of the excess product as well and make sure it blends seamlessly onto our eyelids. Now let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit so we can work on our eyeshadows. And for the majority of my look today, I am using the Tarte Cosmetics Tartist Pro palette, and I'm going in with a blend-in shade. This is the shade Bold from the bottom row. It is just a caramelly brown shade, and I'm buffing that in my crease using my Edgy Funkhouser large blend-in crease brush. And I'm just applying a very light layer of this shadow to create a blend-in space. Then I'll go in with another shade from the palette. This is the shade Innocent, also on my Edgy Funkhouser brush. This is another caramel shade. I'm just building up dimension with that color. Then we're going to grab the orangey shade next to that brown. It's called Whimsy. I'm going to apply this color on my outer V and outer crease area, very lightly pressing with my brush and using back and forth sweeping motions to build up the color and blend it as I go. I just want to have a flush of orange. I don't want too much pigmentation, so I'm just blending around the edges with very light strokes. Then we'll go back into the palette and I'll grab the dark brown shade from the lower row. It's the shade Edgy. It's a caramelly kind of warm shade brown, and I'm just going to build that up again in the same way we built up that orange, just building up the intensity and adding depth to that outer V. And then I'll go into the darkest brown shade in the palette, which is Smoke. This one still has that caramelly, light, orangey, yellow tone to it, and as you can see, it's very pigmented, so I'm just going to blend out and buff out the edges of the color in the crease because I don't want this to be too intense or too deep. So I'm just building and blending as we go. Now I'm going to grab a lid color. This is the shade Running Late. It's one of the ColourPop new pressed eyeshadows, and I'm applying that on my lid area and a little bit on my outer lid using my Edgy Funkhouser eyeshadow brush. And then I'll grab a lighter shade also from ColourPop. This is the shade Locked and Loaded. This is a lighter yellow ivory shade, and I'm gonna pop that on my inner tear duct area and inner lid using that same Edgy Funkhouser brush. And then I'll go around the edges of the color just to make sure we blend it out and we get a seamless finish in the crease space. And now for my highlighter, I'm using my Makeup Geek eyeshadow. This is the shade Mirage, and I'm popping that on the underside of my brow with my MAC 252 large shader brush and blending it downwards onto the brow bone and crease area to make sure that we buff out and blend out and blur out some of that color that went a little bit high on that brow bone area. Now let's go ahead and do some of our face makeup before we finish up the eyes. I'm grabbing my Urban Decay De-Slick Complexion Primer. This one is for shine control, is pore minimizing and mattifying. And I find that this can be a little troublesome. I figured out how to use it my first go around. You have to press it into your skin and really rub it in and allow it to set and dry before you apply your foundation over it. Otherwise, it can cake up and ball up and just make a mess of your makeup. So make sure you press it in and allow it to set before you apply your foundation. I'm grabbing a secondary primer for the rest of my face. So I just applied that pore minimizing mattifying primer in my T-zone, really concentrating it around my nose. But I'm going to go in with this primer from Josie Maran. It's the Surreal Skin Argan Finishing Balm, and I love this. I'm just applying this all over the rest of my face. I absolutely love this product and I recommend it for anyone to try out. For my foundation, I'm using the EX1 Invisiwear Liquid Foundation, and they reformulated this. One of you guys let me know that they reformulated this and there are no longer parabens. Yes! Because I don't know, I'm getting more sensitive to parabens, guys, and my skin really burns and my eyes get red and swollen whenever I use products with parabens in it. So I'm happy that this no longer has parabens. It's relatively inexpensive. It's a beautiful finish. I wear the shade 14.0, which is the deepest shade. It was the F500 shade. And I'm just applying that over my skin using my Marc Jacobs the Face 3 brush and just buffing it in. I love this foundation. It's such a great color match. It's a matte foundation. It doesn't get oily. Well, I do have to set it with powder and all that, but it wears beautifully, and I would recommend it if you were interested in trying it out because I really enjoy it. But it takes forever to be delivered from where I order this. It took like 2 weeks for delivery, but I still love it. Now I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape Contour Concealer from Tarte Cosmetics. This is the shade Deep, and I'm applying that directly under my eyes. I use a skin tone concealer under my eyes. I don't really go for that bright under eye effect. Now, I like this concealer, but I'm not in love with it. Like, I wasn't blown away like everybody else seems to be blown away by the formula. I like it, but I still prefer my Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I just prefer the texture of that. I feel like it works better on my skin and it gives me better coverage. And I even like the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer as well. I'm just blending this out using my L'Oreal Contour Sponge. Guys, this is such a great sponge. You have to try it out. This one is meant for contour, but oh my god, it works so well on your skin. And I'm just going back and cleaning up a little bit of my blending of my eyeshadow, you know, just making sure everything looks copacetic. Now let's go ahead and set this foundation in place. I'm using my Urban Decay Naked Skin Ultra Definition Powder Foundation, which, oh my god, I thought this was going to be discontinued because it went on sale for 50% off at ULTA, SEPHORA, and Macy's, and I was like, oh my god, what? So I stacked up, guys. I have so many backups now, it's not even funny. I absolutely love this powder, and I got a couple of you hooked on it as well, and I don't think they're getting discontinued. I'm waiting to hear back from Urban Decay, but through the grapevine, I think it was just a sale, but I stacked up, and yeah, I have backups for months. Now let's go back to the eyes. I'm going back into that Locked and Loaded shade, and I'm just popping that on the inner tear duct again just to build up a little bit more intensity and brighten up that inner tear duct area, but I'm gonna make it even brighter with this Essence Pure Nude highlighter. It is the shade Be My Highlight number 10, and I'm getting a little bit of Smashbox primer water on my pencil brush and getting that product a little bit damp and really making sure that it shines on that inner tear duct area. This little Essence highlighter is like $4 and it's a beautiful color. Now I'm going to work on my lower lash line area. I'm using one of the Colored Rain eyeshadows. This is from their new lineup. They released a few new shades. This is the shade Majestic. It is a bright blue shade, and I'm applying that with my MAC 242 brush, but it comes off as almost like a teal green once you start blending it out. It doesn't retain that bright blue that you see in the pan, which is interesting, but it actually worked out for this look. So I'm just buffing that on my lower lash line because I love a colorful lower lash line. And then I'll blend out the edges of it using my Edgy Funkhouser brush again, just to make sure that it doesn't look too harsh on that lower lash line area. It's a little bit more hazy and smoky. Now let's go ahead and grab some mascara. This is the Maybelline New York Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect Mascara, and it is now my new favorite mascara, and it's drugstore. So excuse me, talk about saving on mascara. I still love my Too Faced better than Sex, but I am living for this drugstore alternative because it saves a lot of dollars. So I'm just applying that to my lashes. I will apply false eyelashes in a second, but I'm just going to give my lashes a nice coat of this before we proceed. Moving on to the lower lashes, I'm grabbing my MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara. This is one that I also need to find a cheaper alternative, but I'm just going to apply this to my lower lashes because it is my favorite lower lash mascara because it has such a beautiful small brush that really gets into the nooks and crannies that we need it to on that lower lash line area. I'm going to line my lower waterline with my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in the shade Perversion, which is just a rich, deep black. I was going to go for a blue, but the black just intensified the look a little bit more than I think the dark blue would have. Now, for the lashes, I'm using these from Kiss. They're the Lash Couture Faux Mink collection in the style Noir. And look at these. These are so beautiful, and I believe these were $4.99 or $5.99, so really inexpensive at the drugstore, and they're really lightweight and comfortable, and you're gonna see how beautiful this style is. And the band is a little thicker. It's not an invisible band, but it was easy to apply, and it really stuck to my lash line. I am using my Revlon lash glue if you're interested, by the way. But I really love how this lash applied and how it looked. It really gave a beautiful fullness to my lashes. And it's inexpensive. Guys, we can get these lashes at the drugstore now. I'm going to pinch them together using my Shu Uemura S Curler. I always do this because it just helps my natural lashes blend in with the false eyelashes. And look at my eyes, guys. I need you to notice how this blue on the lower lash line is making my eyes look a little bit browner than they are. My eyes are dark brown, but look, it has like a little honey glow to them. Isn't that beautiful? Now let's go ahead and complete the eyes. I'm using one of my Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadows. This is the shade Diamond Dust, and I'm applying that just to my inner tear duct area to give a pop of interest on that inner tear duct. And this is like a champagne silver pewter shade with holographic multicolored glitter to it. It's so beautiful, and it really intensifies this look and gives it a little bit of interest. I really love how this looks, and you can see the completed look. Again, it's an all matte eye with a little pop of color on the lower lash line and then a little bit of glitter on that inner tear duct area. Now let's go ahead and finish up the rest of the face. I'm going to grab my Becca Multitasking Perfecting Powder in the shade Dark Golden on one of my Sonia Kashuk brushes from their brush sets. Oh my god. This brush is so soft. It has a great shape for contouring and bronzing up the skin. I really love it. So if you have a chance to pick up this set from Sonia Kashuk, it's available at Target. Definitely get your hands on it because I really love this brush that they have available. I wish they had it available as a single, but it's only available in the set. So I'm using this brush to contour my cheeks and apply a little bit of shade into my temple area as well, just to add some dimension to my skin. And then I'll go in with my blush. I'm using the Viseart number 3 Orange Violet blusher palette, and I'm using the tangerine looking shade, It's a really beautiful color, and I'm popping that on the high points of my cheeks. And I'm applying the blush with my MAC 133 small blusher brush. It is so perfect for applying color in just the right areas, and I'm going to go back and forth and blend it out. This is a really soft brush as well, so it's great for applying highlight, contour, and blush. Now for my highlight, I'm grabbing one of the Makeup Geek Duochrome highlighters. This is the shade Lit, which is new for me. I just picked up a couple more of the shades. This one is more of a yellow gold, a very pale yellow gold shade with a little bit of peachy shimmer to it. So I'm applying that again using the same brush just to blend this color out so it's not too intense. And the great thing about these highlighters is that they apply nicely and you can blend them out. They don't have to be too overwhelming, but you can also build them up if you choose. So I'm just lightly applying, well, not lightly, right? I'm applying more, and then I said, no, let's blend that out some more. So I'm just blending that out so I get a nice soft highlight to my cheek area. Now let's think about what we're putting on the lips. I think I'm going in with this shade from Sephora. It's one of their cream lip stains. This is shade Dark Forest. It's number 29. And it's such a beautiful deep teal shade. It's so gorgeous. And thank you, Anika, again for recommending this to me. I absolutely love it, and it pairs well with the lower lash line color. So I'm tying in this color of the lips with that lower lash line, and I love how this color looks, and I love this formula of liquid lipstick. So if you're looking for a bold color, this is one that's actually really interesting to try. Now I really love how this color looks, but I wanted to amp it up a bit, so I'm grabbing my Colored Rain liquid lipstick in the shade Jade. This is one of their new shades as well, and I'm just going to pop this over that liquid lipstick from Sephora. This is kind of the exact same shade, only it has some shimmer and sheen to it that makes it look like a jewel tone shade, but it's not frosty or shimmery at all. It adds a bit of interest, and it also dries down to a matte, so it doesn't leave your lips tacky or sticky like a gloss. It just adds that certain amount of jewel tone sheen to the lips, and I absolutely love this as well. Oh my god, this looks so good. So here's a look at the overall look. Did I repeat look twice? Yes, I did. But here's a view of the overall look with the matte eyes with a pop of color and the bold, colorful lips. I just love how this look turned out. I absolutely love the pairing of this lipstick, and I'm just overall happy with it. And that pop of glitter, I'm telling you to try it out. It looks really great, and it really adds a little bit of interest to any look that you can try out. Alright guys, so here you have the completed look, and I am so happy with how this turned out, guys. I've been kind of in a rut or a funk with makeup lately, especially eyeshadow. It's just every look that I try, I'm like, I don't like it, wash it off. And I was just in my element with the mattes today, and I just love how this turned out, and I absolutely love this palette. I don't know what people are complaining about with this palette, but I love it, and I love how the eyeshadows apply and blend out. And this little guy here, what is it? Is the Magnificent, what is it called? It has such a long name. It's the Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow from Stila in the shade Diamond Dust. This is the one that I recommend you pick up. If you were contemplating trying one out, try this one. I think this one is the most versatile. And if you're afraid of glitter and you're not big on like, oh my god, let's do a crystal ball on your eyes, you can just use this on the inner tear duct like I did. I just popped a little bit on that inner tear duct, and it adds so much interest right there. So it's an easy way to incorporate glitter if you're not trying to do too much with it, you know what I mean? If you're just trying to have a little fun, but you don't want to be that disco ball, which I love as well. So I'm just gonna put glitter all over my face. Probably not the wisest idea, because getting glitter off, listen, getting glitter off is a complete mess, and forget it if it gets in your eyes. It's just no. But if you just use a little accent of glitter, I think it's a really beautiful way to incorporate it without being too crazy with it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Oh, I should mention these lashes from Kiss. They are so comfortable. Kiss, I mean, talk about bringing faux mink lashes to the drugstore and having them actually be like mink lashes with how lightweight they are, how fluttery they are, and how beautiful they make your eyes look. Kiss killed it. They knocked it right out the park. So I do recommend these faux mink lashes also from Kiss Cosmetics. And these lips, can we even discuss? Let's discuss these lips. I actually picked this color up because of my friend Anika. She went on and on about this color, and I picked it up, and I picked it up twice. That's how much I was like, I need this color. I had it in my collection and I ordered it again, like, oh my god, I have to get it. And I'm like, so I come home, I'm looking in my thing, and I already had it. I'm like, really? Really? So I had to return one, but love this, and this formula is beautiful, and for $14 it's not a bad buy at all. And then I just had to try this out. I was happy with this color by itself, but I had to try this out. This jade shade is so gorgeous. It's not really metallic. It has this almost like iridescent snake-like peacocky sheen to it, but it's not shiny or frosty, or I don't know how. I'm still trying to figure out how they did this, but it was beautifully executed. I mean, it's not a frost lipstick, but it still has that different dimension metallic look to it, but it's still a matte lipstick. Like, what kind of sorcery is this, Colored Rain? Why are you killing the game like this? Colored Rain is one of those indie brands that I highly recommend. I love their liquid lipsticks. They do an amazing formula. And then their eyeshadows, excuse me, the Queen of Heart palettes from last year was one of my favorite palettes from last year. Oh, I should ask you guys this. I know it's like the end of February, but I never did a 2016 beauty favorites. I never did that video, only because towards the end of the year I did that Holy Grails tag video, and then I did like a top 10 favorite products that I was loving at that moment. And I feel like throughout the year I repeated so many of the products that I love that I felt like it was going to be repetitious of me to do a 2016 favorites. And now it's like way too late. But if you guys are interested in a video like that, then let me know and I can do it. I mean, late or not, if you guys want to see it, then I'll do it. So let me know about that. But yeah, as usual, I'm gonna leave a full list of the products to use down below in the description box, along with links where you can find them and pick them up online. Now, the links that I use are affiliate links. Well, most of them are. For some of the websites, I don't have affiliate links. For like Colored Rain and ColourPop, obviously I don't have an affiliate link. But if you're picking products up from Ulta or Sephora, then more than likely that link is an affiliate link for me, which means I get a small commission if you make a purchase through that link. And if you're uncomfortable with that, no problem, just go ahead and search for the product by name on Sephora, Ulta, Nordstrom, wherever you shop online, and you can find it that way. I'll also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter page where you can follow me along. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye, guys. Say hi, babes. Aww. Hello, world. He's sick. I like your lipstick, though. You like it? Yeah. It's pretty, right? Yeah. Aww. Alright, guys. Bye.